You know that feeling when you're traveling and you're not quite sure if you're being polite or accidentally being super rude? Yeah, we've all been there. Manners are kind of like a secret language, and today we're going to decode it. Let's jump into this global guide to etiquette.
Okay, first up, a quick question for you. Picture a big, steaming bowl of ramen. You lean in and slurp. Is that a good move or a bad one? I mean, in a lot of Western countries, that sound would definitely get you a few side eyes.
But plot twist, in Japan, that very same slurp is actually a huge compliment. It's how you tell the chef, wow, this is amazing. And that's really the whole idea today. What's polite in one place might be totally rude in another. So let's start our journey.
First stop, we're heading to Asia. This is a continent where respect and ritual are just woven into the fabric of everyday life. Here, what you don't say can be just as important as what you do.
A simple hello can have so much meaning. In Japan, a bow is standard, and how deep you bow shows how much respect you're giving. Then in South Korea, you'll often see a slight bow paired with a two-handed handshake. And over in Thailand, they have the beautiful Y gesture, with palms together as their go-to greeting.
At the dinner table, things get even more fascinating. In India, it is absolutely crucial to eat only with your right hand since the left hand was traditionally for, well, other things. Meanwhile, in China, a burp after a big meal isn't really offensive, it's more like a sign that you really enjoyed it. And we already know about Japan, where slurping your noodles is the way to go. It's a whole world of difference.
And here's a really wonderful little detail from China. If someone refills your teacup, you don't have to interrupt the conversation to say thank you. Instead, you can just give a quiet little tap with two fingers on the table. It's a silent, elegant thank you.
All right, next we're jetting off to Europe, a continent of amazing contrasts. You've got the serious formality up north and all that expressive flair down south.
Let's just take the handshake. In Germany, a nice, firm grip with direct eye contact shows you're sincere. But then you go to Russia and it's on a whole other level. A powerful, bone-crushing handshake is an absolute must. Anything less might seem weak or even disrespectful.
Head south, though, and greetings get a lot more personal. In France, Spain, and Italy, cheek kisses are totally normal, even if you're meeting someone for the very first time. It's a sign of warmth that can definitely be a bit of a surprise if you're not used to it.
Oh, and food rules can be so specific. For example, in Italy, it is practically a culinary sin to cut your spaghetti. You have to twirl it. But right next door in France, the big rule is to always break your bread with your hands, never, ever with a knife.
And in the UK, you might notice this very particular dining style. While a lot of Americans tend to switch their fork back and forth between hands, the classic British style is to keep the fork in the left and the knife in the right for the entire meal. It's a subtle thing, but it's a very distinct difference.
Okay, time to cross the Atlantic over to the Americas, a huge region just known for its incredible warmth and a really friendly social approach to everything.
And the contrast in greetings here is just fascinating. The standard in the USA is a firm handshake and a big smile. But go south to Brazil or Argentina, and you'll find that hugs and cheek kisses are the norm for pretty much everyone. Yep, even between men. Personal space, it's a totally different concept.
In Mexico, meals are these huge, important social events. So before anyone even thinks about taking a bite, it's customary to wait for the host to say, "Buen provecho." It's like the official starting gun for the meal, and it really emphasizes that sense of community.
And now for a uniquely American custom that confuses so many visitors, tipping. Yeah, that 15 to 20% is not really just a suggestion. It's an expected part of the server's income and a really critical piece of social etiquette.
For our final leg, we're taking a super quick look at just a few examples from the incredibly diverse customs of Africa, the Middle East, and Oceania. Look, we are barely scratching the surface here, but let's dive in.
Remember what we said about India? Well, the right hand has deep significance here, too. In both Egypt and the UAE, you always use your right hand for eating and for greeting. And in Turkey, a handshake is often followed by placing your right hand over your heart. It's this really beautiful gesture of warmth and sincerity.
Now this is an interesting one. In some cultures, leaving a little food on your plate shows that you were well fed, right? But in parts of South Africa, it's actually considered polite to finish every last bite. A clean plate shows respect for your host and for the food itself. And we'll end our little world tour down under, where things are famously relaxed. Forget deep bows or super formal titles. In Australia, a simple, casual handshake and a friendly "G'day" will do the trick just fine.
So, wow, we have covered a lot of ground, from bowing and burping to cheek kisses and tipping. It is so clear that the rules of etiquette are just incredibly complex and different all over the world.
And let's be realistic, right? It is pretty much impossible to memorize every single custom for every single country. I mean, if you tried, your head would probably explode.
So, if you can't possibly know everything, what is the single most important rule? What is the one key you can take with you no matter where you go in the world?
It's this simple. When in doubt, observe and adapt. Seriously, when you arrive somewhere new, just take a breath. Watch how people greet each other. See how they behave at the dinner table. Be mindful, be respectful, and just be willing to go with the flow. A little humility and a sharp eye are your best travel buddies, for sure.
And that brings us to our final question for you. Think about your own culture for a second. What's the one unwritten rule, the one little piece of local etiquette that a visitor absolutely needs to know? It's a pretty fascinating thing to think about, isn't it?